Hi, Kevin Coupe here, and this is FaceTime with the content guy. So, all right, I think we can stipulate something. What's happening right now? It's not good, right? I think we can all agree this is not good. The COVID 19 coronavirus, this pandemic is stretching the healthcare infrastructure around the world right to the breaking point and maybe beyond. And that in turn is stretching the financial system right to the breaking point, and right to the precipice, right? You can just feel it. Um, it was just a couple of weeks ago, right? That even here on Morning News Beat, people were writing and saying, why are you paying so much attention to this? It's a media hoax. It's a Democratic hoax. They're trying to undermine the government. What are you doing? I never bought that. I said so at the time. I pay attention to scientists. They seem like they were putting out enough alarm bells that we really ought to pay attention to this. And trust me, I am no expert. I am no scientist. But it just seemed worrisome at the time. So let's see if we can sort of sum things up, right? Okay, there's no vaccine. Won't be one until next year. There aren't nearly enough tests, and the ones that are out there don't seem to be administered to enough people. There aren't enough hospital beds. There aren't enough respirators. There aren't enough ventilators. The people who are in the healthcare system, running the healthcare system, doctors and nurses, they're stretched beyond belief. And this hasn't even really begun to get really bad yet. And from all appearances, there aren't enough face masks. There aren't enough gloves. There's not enough Purell out there, for God's sakes. There's not enough of anything except virus. Oh, there's plenty of virus. Um, the number of people infected is skyrocketing. The number of people who are dying is growing. And this could go on for, some people say this could go on for more than a year, 18 months by some predictions. Not exactly where we are now, but think about it. Even if some of this has subsided in a few months, in September, are people going to be getting together in groups of 200, 300, 400, 4,000, 40,000 people? Because all you're going to need is one person infected, and suddenly a lot more people could get infected, and you're going to have hotspots all over again. For one, I'm kind of dubious that we're ever going to see baseball this year. We may not see football this year, and I don't think there's any chance the basketball and hockey seasons end. The Olympics, come on, I just don't see it happening. And I don't mean to be a downer, but that's there's a lot of reasons I think to be depressed. And that doesn't even count in the fact that there are kids at home who are making their parents crazy. Thank God my kids are grown. But let me be a little contrarian about this and suggest that this actually could be a lot worse. And would be a lot worse if we didn't have the internet. Because it's allowing us to be connected in ways that never before people could have been connected in human history. It's allowing us to be connected to loved ones. It's allowing us to be connected to people we work with. It's allowing us to see movies and read books without going to the theater or the library. It's allowing us to get work done without having to go to an office. It's allowing us to find recipes, to order product in that we wouldn't get otherwise. In its own way, it's extraordinary. Just a few years ago, if this pandemic had hit, people would have been in a lot worse shape. They would have been far more isolated. And yeah, you could get a little depressed about this, but to me, this has provided me with the impetus, the excuse, and to do something I probably should do more often, which is to reach out to friends, right? To call people that I know from the west coast of the United States to the east coast of Ireland. To just pick up the phone and say, "How are you? Are you well? I was thinking about you. Stay safe, stay healthy." Just having those conversations with people has been reassuring, I think, to them, but I know it's been reassuring to me. I have felt more connected. And in its own way, that's what businesses, I think, have the opportunity to do now. What they should be doing now, they should be reaching out to their customers to say, "How are you? What's going on? Tell us what your problems are, and let us help you." This is a time to tell people that you're thinking about them, to tell them that you're thinking about their needs, that you're acting on their behalf. You're thinking about their best interest, that you are being loyal to them. This is an industry that a lot of people spend a lot of time and a lot of money on loyalty programs that they hope are going to make people loyal to them. Well, you know something? Time is now to show that you're loyal to your customers. If we only focus on ourselves, whether ourselves personally or our own businesses, this world is going to get to be a pretty lonely place pretty quickly. I think by reaching out, by connecting with people, by doing the kinds of things I'm talking about, using technology because of the pandemic, because that's the only way you can reach out to people these days, I think we can actually come out of this better than before. We can maybe come out of this even happier than before. There will be a toll, but I think that this is a time where we can actually do better. Technology is going to allow us to do that. I don't want to be naive about this, but just because we have to practice social distancing doesn't mean we have to be distant. So be safe, be healthy. That's what's on my mind this morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.